friends, and welcome to Preschool Storytime with Miss Natalie. I hope you've had a really great week, and I hope you're as excited for Storytime as I am. This week we are talking all about animals, but not just any animals, we're talking about wild animals. Can you think of some animals that are wild animals? Yeah, there's a lot of animals that are wild, like monkeys and lions and tigers and bears. And the list just goes on and on. So I hope you're ready for a super duper fun story time, and let's get started with our first book. And now, for this book, friends, we're going to share the story about Leo, the late bloomer. This is a really, really silly story, but I love it so much. Leo couldn't do anything right. He couldn't read. He couldn't write. He couldn't draw. He was a sloppy eater, and he never said a word. Hoot, thump, spip, crunch. Nothing from Leo. What's the matter with Leo? Asked Leo's father. Nothing, said his mother. Leo is just a late bloomer. Better late than never, thought Leo's father. Every day, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming. You see his father hiding there? And every night, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming. There's Leo's father right there. Are you sure Leo's a bloomer, said his father. Patience, said Leo's mother. A watched bloomer doesn't bloom. So, Leo's father watched television instead of Leo. He's kind of watching Leo. When the snows came, Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. The trees budded, and Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. Then one day, in his own time, Leo blooms. He could read. He could write. He wrote his name Leo. He could draw. He ate neatly. He also spoke, and it wasn't just a word, it was a whole sentence. And that sentence was, what do you think it is? I made it. Oh, well, I like that story, friends, because you know what? Not everyone blooms and grows at the same time. So it's nice that sometimes you maybe just may bloom a little later, but that's okay because you'll always bloom. And friends, it is time for our first wild. And friends, it is time for a wild animal song about some monkeys that are teasing a crocodile. If you know the song, let's sing along. If not, you can use your hands to sing it with me. Are you ready? Let's count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 little monkeys swinging in a tree, teasing Mr. Alligator can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Alligator, quiet as can be, and snaps that monkey right out of the tree. 4 little monkeys swinging in a tree, teasing Mr. Alligator can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Alligator, quiet as can be, and snaps that monkey right out of the tree. 3 little monkeys swinging in a tree, teasing Mr. Alligator can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Alligator, quiet as can be, and snaps that monkey right out of the tree. Only 2 monkeys left. 2 little monkeys swinging in a tree, teasing Mr. Alligator can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Alligator, quiet as can be, and snaps that monkey right out of the tree. 1 monkey left. Let's see if he learns his lesson. 1 little monkey swinging in a tree, teasing Mr. Alligator can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Alligator, quiet as can be, and that monkey right out of the tree. Now there's no more monkeys left. I guess they didn't learn their lesson. Do you think you would tease a crocodile or an alligator if you saw one? This book is about some animals that are orange and black striped. Their name starts with a T. This book is called Tiger, Tiger. Tiger, will you watch Cub? He'll be good as gold. Bye. Cub stared at Tiger. Tiger frowned at Club. Flump. Stump. Ugh, sighed Tiger. I'm too old for babysitting. Now stay there, Cub, and don't move. Huff, puff, pout. Cub grew bored as Tiger snored. Tiger, Tiger, don't sleep all day. Get up, wake up, I want to play. Play, grumbled Tiger. At my age, I suppose we could go for a very slow walk. Dart, dash, rush. Cub ran along the jungle trail. Tiger followed nose to tail. Tiger, Tiger, come on, let's run. I want to explore, I want to have fun. Grr, crowed Tiger. It's too hot to explore, and there's nothing to see around here anymore. Flit, float, flutter. A butterfly gleamed and Cub beamed. Tiger, Tiger, look what I found. Down here, see, on the ground. Nonsense, muttered Tiger. It's just a grub. It's time to go back and take a nap now, Cub. Chitter, chatter, screech. Monkey swing to and fro. But Tiger, Tiger, there's more to see. Look up, way up high in the tree. I see them, mumbled Tiger. I remember that noisy bunch. Bristle, sniff, twitch. Cub, Cub, don't make a sound. Tiger snarled and stood his ground. Crawl, creep, crouch. Stay close to me, Tiger whispered, moving quietly. Snort, stomp. Crashing through, two tiny rhinos dashed into view. Gosh, Tiger exclaimed. Baby rhinos, how rare. Look, Cub. Tiger turned, but Cub wasn't there. Clisp, clap, clamor. Cub excitedly climbed up the nearest tree. Tiger, Tiger, look, who is this above me? Oh my, smiled Tiger, you found Pangolin. But Cub, Cub, come back down, here where it's safe, on the ground. Green, grit, grass. Cub held in tight, squeaking with delight. No, I won't, you can't catch me, I'm just too quick. Look and see, spring, jump, catch. Aha, laughed Tiger, not quick enough. That was so much fun. Now get ready, Cub, and watch these sandbar deer run! Startled by the stripy old cat, the grazing deer scattered this way and that. Leap, cap, giggle. Bouncing along the jungle trail, Tiger teased Cub nose to tail. Tiger, Tiger, can we explore some more? Cub didn't want the day to end. Tiger smiled, of course we can. My little friends. And that's the end. Well, Tiger seemed a little grumpy at first, but I think he had fun with Cub. What do you think? And friends, it is time for us to learn a yoga pose of the day. And this pose is the standing pose, so if you're seated, I want you to stand on up. This pose is named after a really big, powerful bird that flies in the sky and has a yellow beak and is bald. Do you know what the bird's called? It's a bald eagle. We are going to learn eagle pose today. So first, we're going to learn our arms. You're going to stick your arms out in front of you like this, and you're going to bend them up at the elbows. Then you're going to cross one over the other, and you're going to see if you can touch your arms together like this. And if you can go further, you can reach your hand around, but that might be kind of hard, so we're going to do it like this. So this is the first part of eagle pose, and now we have to balance. So you're going to pick one leg up, you're going to stamp one foot into the ground, you're going to pick one leg up and bring it across and tap your toes down, and then you're going to use your legs and squat down like this, and you're going to bring your arms up like this, and now you're an eagle and you have to balance, and when you're ready you stand up and you bring your arms out in flight and you stamp them back down. Now friends, let's do that on the other side. Let's stick our arms out in front and bend them up. And bring the other arm on top and touch their hands together like this. Then stamp one from the ground. Bring it up and around. Crouch down really low and balance. 1, 2, 3, sit on down. Friends, we're going to read a story now about a girl named Annie and her adventures with the wild animals. Let's see what happens. It had been snowing for days. Winter was lasting too long. Something was wrong with Annie's cat, Taffy. She had stopped playing, ate more than usual, and slept all the time. And Annie would find her in the silliest of places. Then one morning, Taffy was gone. Annie searched and searched, but she couldn't find her anywhere. I need a new pet, thought Annie. She was very lonely. So she made a corn cake, placed it at the edge of the woods, and hoped a soft, cuddly animal would come and she could tame it as her new pet. But the next morning, the corn cake was gone and a giant moose was in its place. He's too big to tame, thought Annie. I'll have to try again. So she left another corn cake at the edge of the woods that night. And in the morning, the moose was still there, and it was joined by a snarling wildcat. Oh, he's too mean to tame, thought Annie. So she left more corn cakes at the edge of the woods. And the next day, a growling, snarling bear had joined the wildcat and the moose. He's too grumpy for a pet, thought Annie. So she made as many corn cakes as she could, and she left them at the edge of the woods. The next morning, all night, she heard the snarls and growls of the wild animals eating the corn cakes. And in the morning, there was the moose, the wildcat, and the bear, who had been joined by a stag, his family, and a large gray wolf. Not one of them is soft and cuddly like Taffy, thought Annie. So the next day, she made as many corn cakes as she could and left them at the edge of the woods. And all night, she could hear the animals eating the corn cakes. And when she woke up, there was a giant moose nose in her bedroom. The moose was still hungry. There were wild animals everywhere. They roared for the next meal, and the little house shook. But when she looked in the barrel, she was out of cornmeal. She could not make more corn cakes for the wild animals. And she was very sad. She would never find the pet now. She missed Taffy very much. That night, a warm breeze blew in from the south. The snow melted and new buds began to appear on the plants. By the next morning, the animals had gone back to the woods. Now that spring would come, they could find their own food. And that morning, who would walk out of the woods but Taffy, proudly walking into the yard. Taffy, Anne exclaimed, you came home. Where have you been? Taffy turned and looked back the way she came, and out walked 3 cuddly kittens. And now Annie would never be alone again. And look, there's a kitten for winter, spring, summer, and fall. What a strange, cute story. I didn't know that animals like corn cakes. They must be very good. Thank you so much for joining me for Animal Storytime. I love turning into big, strong eagles with you that fly through the sky, and I love sharing all of my books with you. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend and a good weekend, and I will see you next week. Today, let's say goodbye in Spanish. So we're gonna say adios on the count of 3. Let's count together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Adios!